everyone, welcome back to my channel. So we have another version of Carolina Herrera Good Girl to review today. It is their new Good Girl blush. So I'm going to be letting you know what this smells like and how it differs to all the other versions of Carolina Herrera Good Girl. If you're new here, then hello, welcome. We're all about perfumes. I have videos like this on all the different versions of Carolina Herrera Good Girl as they all came out. So I'll leave them linked down below. And I also have my blog with articles on whole ranges. My Good Girl article is actually the most popular article on my blog, where I've listed out all the different ones that they've had. It can be quite confusing actually, because some of them come out in different colors. Like there was a pink sparkly one a few years ago, but often they're limited edition bottles with the original fragrance in, whereas this is actually a new fragrance. So yeah, and in the description box down below, I will link to where you can get this new release. I think at the moment in the UK, this is exclusive to the Perfume shop, but it's also available in lots of different places worldwide. I've definitely seen it on American websites, so I'll leave the links down below. Cool, so the Good Girl range of perfumes, of course, come in these iconic shaped bottles with the high heeled stiletto. They've been a huge success, and they are all sort of eau de parfums that have good lasting power. The original that comes in the sort of navy blue shoe is a white floral jasmine with a sort of chocolatey undertone. It really does have good lasting power, and it feels to me very much like an evening fragrance. I like their Supreme one because it has some berry notes in. They also released one called Very Good Girl that comes in a red bottle, and that's a lychee and rose, kind of similar to Delina from Parfum de Marly. And then last year they released Very Good Girl Glam in a sort of pink sparkly bottle, which was a cherry fragrance, very popular cherry last year. So this one that comes in this millennial pink color, I'm surprised they haven't had one in this color already. This seems like an obvious color for this type of fragrance. Definitely worn by millennials, which is like my age group. This for me is definitely the sort of prettiest, most innocent one that they've released so far. So the light pink blush bottle does accurately represent the scent. When you first spray it, you get fresh, kind of peony, some bergamot. It feels very spring, summertime. And then as it develops, it starts to reveal a bit of ylang ylang and a vanilla undertone. So it kind of reminds me a little bit of a sort of vanilla pod ice cream, but it isn't as sweet as I thought it was going to be. That peony and that ylang ylang really do make sure that it remains floral. And so the name blush does feel appropriate because it is a florally fragrance, but you have this this girly vanilla underneath. It isn't like a deep ambery vanilla. It's definitely still a spring summer vanilla. And as it settles, I found after I've been wearing it an hour or so, the tonka bean of the original Good Girl started to emerge. And I actually found that once all the sort of top notes, the bergamot had gone, once some of the florals had kind of disappeared, what I was left with was something that actually really reminded me of original Good Girl, that warm vanilla. So for me, this is definitely a perfume that changes. It starts off very light, then becomes floral, and then it finalizes in that sort of warm vanilla. So it's quite interesting. It's definitely very wearable. I can see any age group wearing this. I can definitely see it sort of appealing to someone who finds the original Good Girl too heavy. And perhaps if you're more of a fan of the Very Good Girl blush, then this could be nice. I think it would also be nice to layer on top of your original Good Girl or Good Girl Supreme, perhaps for the spring, summer, or for the daytime, just to give it a bit of a lightness, a freshness. It really reminded me of a perfume from the past that I can't quite put my finger on. It might be Nina Ricci, Nina, actually. It definitely feels like that type of perfume. So my prediction is that this will do well because it's very wearable, it's quite safe, whereas some of the other ones from Carolina Herrera have been more like a Some of the Good Girls are more like evening, a bit sexy, a bit heavy. This is much more wearable for any occasion. And, you know, pink is the color of the year 2023. And so everyone's going to go mad for pink. It's my prediction this year. We've got the Barbie movie coming out. So I expect to see quite a few pink releases this year. So I'm definitely a Soki approved fragrance. I think it's a very nice scent. It'd be difficult to dislike it. I think it will do well. I think my only real negative is that it's not as heavy and strong as the original, but you probably wouldn't want that from this type of fragrance anyway. This is the 30 ml and the bottles come like this, so you take the shoe off to spray it, whereas the larger sizes, the spray pump is in the shoe, so you just press it down. The 30 ml cost me £66, so it's not cheap. The 50 ml is 95, and then the 100 ml, sorry, it's not 100 ml, it's an 80 ml, is £124. So yeah, £124 for 80 ml, I think could be more expensive than Coco Mademoiselle. So these are not cheap perfumes, but nevertheless, I'm sure it will still do well because it's a millennial pink shoe. But let me know if you've tried it yet. What do you think of it? Let me know your thoughts. Which is your favorite from the Good Girl range? Like I said, I do have an article explaining the difference between all of them. I'll link that down below, along with where you can get this at the moment. But that's it, guys. So thanks so much for watching as always, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.